Welcome back to Buried, an interactive story. So, as left off, a lot of stuff happened, and I will be going into all of my feelings of this chapter, because I believe this is the last chapter, so let's strap ourselves in and see where this roller coaster takes us. We are now inside a large reinforced chamber of sorts, almost like the inside of a submarine. Near us is a door, shut tight, far away from us, along the back wall of all sorts of controls and monitors. It seems clear that this metal door is impenetrable, at least to them. I'm fairly sure they aren't getting in. Dennis looks like a walking corpse, and I do everything in my power to not let this show in my expression. His face grimaces and shouts at me, "What the hell with you? What were you thinking?" Pulls the blood on the floor whenever he holds his arm. I say nothing. It's all too much. My brain feels guilty. We need to get him help, or he's gonna bleed to death, Amy says. We're interrupted by a man's booming voice. "Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?" the man roars. He's an old man who seems to exude power and authority. But he also looks tired and scared. I assume this is Barksdale. He walks over to us on the back recess of the chamber. "We didn't have a choice," Amy said. "We had to." "Did you override the locks on the hangar door?" Barksman demanded. "Yes, I did, but we had to." "You have any idea what you've done?" "Who the fuck is this?" I address my question to Amy, preferring to get information from her rather than whoever this is. This man doesn't. "Colonel Barksdale," he runs the place. She says, annoyed. "Look, Barksdale," she says. "You can let me lecture me all you want when this mess is over. But right now, I have a wounded civilian here, and as you can see, several entities trying to get into this room. So if you could actually do something instead of sitting on your throne and yelling at me, that would be great. I'm impressed by her guts and wonder if she has some sort of beef between the two. Damn. Surely working in this place could have caused some stress and tension between people." As we, I notice a small peephole in the door. Oh my god, it looks like those things are still looking away in, but finding no success. Wonder if they can sense or somehow see me through the door. It's not look like a monkey. Still don't understand what these things are capable of and trying to figure out. Hurts my head, so I decide to leave him be. "You'll be reprimanded for speaking to me in such a way," Barksdale says to Amy. "Reprimand me all you want. I'd like to survive this first." "Cover your ears," Barksdale shouts, walking towards the door at the far end of the room. "And stay put until you hear back from me." "Thank you," she says with fire in her eyes. "Better do what the man says." "Well, we are going to cover ears. Hot my hands over my ears to protect them from being blasted. Still bleeding, and then suddenly my ears feel dizzy. Dennis clumsily covers one ear with his hand and the other with his bandaged arm. When I see the shape he is in, I get to check myself. "Good Dennis, I'm in tip-top shape. I did take the shot of his hands. I need to make it all to that man. Mean something. I'm sorry. Wow, I can't read today." More bursts of loud explosion noises start ringing out. Looking through the people again, I see the core of one of the beasts explode and vanishing in a puff of smoke and clear liquid. To my left, I see Barksdale shooting a stance. It's far right of the room. He's firing through a slit in the wall, using some high-powered weapon that which I've never seen. It's the sudden moment that the gun kicks, amplifies the flicker of light. Another immediately monster is down, the tentacles wailing around aimlessly as most of its core is torn through. I just feel gratitude and immense satisfaction knowing that they are being picked off in such a way. As much as I would love to watch and get my narcissism going, my ego going, I should probably sit down. Laying its door and simply wait. Listen to the occasional pattern of what I assume is their blood on the wall. I don't know how much time passes, maybe 5 seconds, 5 minutes. I don't care. It feels nice to lay down. Lines over, I barely notice it. Soon after Barksdale walks back in, "They're all gone," Barksdale says. "And I'll have to reseal the hangar doors." "How'd you kill them like that?" "Classified weapons that, quite frankly, you have no business being there." Amy gets on her feet and returns to the panel on the wall. "Thanks. How badly are the civilians hurt?" "One isn't very bad," he says. "He's lost a hand and a lot of blood. And the other's not too bad. I see a laceration on his back. And that's about it." "Okay. I'll have Sterling get a med kit." "Sterling surviving?" Amy asks. "Yes, and until you and your friend showed up, I thought we were the only ones. Hang tight." She'll be on her way. With that, he retreats back to the room as if he can't stand to be around those. Sammy approaches me and looks, "You're in good hands. Sterling will be able to fix you up." Is she a doctor or something? Sort of. She's a psychiatrist. Oddly enough, she spent enough in the trauma nurse in the army. Oh, is that a friend of yours? Yeah, we've known each other for a while. The only woman in the sea of overarching men. Let's keep the conversation away from Barksdale. I am. We are usually lunch together, she says, and she helped me out a few tight spots in my career. With a few seconds, the door behind is open, and a woman appears from the back, further back in the chamber. She enters the room in what looks like a small suitcase. She's dressed in a very basic military getup, complete with a holster or sidearm. My name is Connie Stickler, she says. I can patch you guys up pretty well, but it's gonna hurt. She looks at Dennis. You're not in the best of shape. No kidding. He responds, seriously, I can fix you up only temporarily. You need intensive care for that arm. First thing first, though. Let's look it over his arm and start stitching. When she wraps his arm and ties you, well, it goes right away. It's the best I could do for you. Frown. I could care less, says. I'm crippled. Do whatever you want, as though it matters. Looks at me. Sit down and let's see if we can get your shirt off, she says. Sometimes she yells. I slip it off. My shoulders. How bad is it? Bad, she says. It's almost like a burn, but I've seen much worse. Your friend here, for example. So we'll talk strictly, if only to distract from the pain. You a scientist too? Our eyes roll and gather up the needle and the thread. I'm always into fringe science. I started in the labs where the science were being funded by the U.S. to work on combinating DNA. It's sort of an obsession with being with perfect human physiology while I was a trauma nurse in the army. You're a mad scientist then, I say. Get that a lot, but no, not compared to the stuff we do here. What kind of stuff? It's complicated. You know, quantum gravity, that such stuff. Fun stuff. Yeah, mad scientist, I say, trying to keep calm with the dry humor. There are a lot of small labs working on the same stuff, she argues. They just don't have our funding. When you guys ran in here, she says, I was horrified. Those barrels outside, I'm not sure if you saw them. Well, if you shot them, it would have been bad. Why? The ones are filled with experimental fluid that Tyler found. The yellow one contains liquid nitrogen. What? I asked, just laying around? Well, this area is the safest in the building, the most secure. Well, it used to be, anyway. And take this, she says. Handing me 4 pills. Painkillers. They won't work immediately, but they'll dull worse of what you're feeling. And those are the best ideas, I asked. Well, they make me dizzy, sort of. Something? Like as a response. His annoyed look. Well, take 'em. Fine. I swallowed the pills and she starts working on me. She says, well, with some liquid and this tastes like crazy, and I gasp. Well, it's just grit and bear it. Ready for it to stab me yet? Sugar lass, I'm fine. I hiss. Ready for the stab? I wince as she dabs my asshole and eye around where Mark's hissing. I grip my teeth in pain and try to catch my breath. Dennis comes out of his haze and tries to speak, but his words are still blurred. But from the ground, you think that's what caused power outage? Bizarre monster? There could be, Taylor says. But your crew was far enough from the facility, or at least we thought you were. Reynolds in that way makes them saying, no, you're wrong. You thought wrong. So you and Bucks are the only survivors. So it seems like those that didn't disappear into thin air were killed by those things, Strictly says, nodding to the secure door. No one else made it? No one that I've seen. If anyone did make it, they'd be trapped out there with those things. I'm glad to see where you were. When? Where you were... I'm glad to see you. Where were you when it happened? Amy asked. I was in the micro lab level 2, Strictly replies. Park and old Brian were there with me, and they just disappeared. Like they were being stretched to sort in, and then a ball of white light. They were on the ball of white light, just annihilated anything it touched. It would have perfectly round hole, I asked. We saw one of those on the line. He's like, yeah. And I saw a wall of light too. It was probably the same phenomenon. Amy looks at the ground. Where did they go? You don't know. Strictly said, it could be an infinite number of different dimensions, or if in some dimensions that merge and mix together, it could be a place that exists between dimensions. Sparks calls it the void. I'd call it dead. No, she says, we keep tabs on the heart rate, blood pressure, and breathing all the rats and human subjects down here. And human test subjects! Whoa, 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 whoa! Wherever they go, for sure, for that time, they're still very much alive. But thankfully, no more blood. Finally, Hannah says, you're good to go. She looks up at Dennis one more time. He doesn't look much stir when she rechecks him. She's having to remove the gauze and wrists soaked through the blood, but looks like it's starting to clot. Well, that's good, at least. Stares at the floor, sickly does what she can. Will he make it? Yes. I'm not a doctor, not really, but based on the bit I do know, I'd say it's about 50-50 right now. Hey, 50-50 is better than nothing. So you and Doc's Park's bill has been able to contain all those creatures. Contain? Are you nuts? Do you not know what's happening? That's why I didn't interfere with conclusion. What do you mean what's happening? Other than the initial experiment failure? The elements are becoming more numerous and further from the source. The casual humor in her voice is now gone. Further from the source, huh? What the hell does that mean? The location of the original experiment, she says. The experiment caused the first doorway to be opened, but it set off a chain reaction. They're now gaining momentum along whatever that means from the facility. It's a pocket of existing matter, exotic matter and negative energy that is letting those things in. What does that mean? Dennis says. It means, Amy chimes in, that the doorways and monsters are starting to appear all over the facility, maybe even on the surface. Many, not yet, luckily. The doorways will start appearing on the surface, and when it won't stop there. Anomalies' reach could extend infinitely as far as we know. Those entities will appear on the surface in other states, other countries. Holy shit. You mean the world's gonna be overrun? The horror of the past few hours has made me really believe anything, and this is utterly too much. Unfortunately, yes. My god. Isn't there anything we could do? There's a last resort. Her eyes darting to Barkside at the back of the room. It's an emergency fail-safe switch. What? I never heard of that. Where? You weren't cleared for it yet. No, you weren't cleared for it. And that switch, Jamie says, is there a way to stop it? Yes. Seems like anything to mention. Why haven't you fucking hit the switch? Well, there's two problems with hitting it. The switch is our eraser. It would destroy the facility and terminate any systems on the experiment that we've been conducting. It's also an emergency shutdown for interdimensional travel. It puts an event horizon across the facility. What the hell is that? It's the perimeter of a black hole, she replies. The boundary inside which nothing can escape, not even light. So the first problem is we'd be all killed. Sucked into a black hole before we even have time to evacuate. Second reason, whispers suddenly, it is that Barkside won't allow it. What? Why not? He allows those things to flood the surface. Thousands, millions will die. Puts her hand on something. We have both player over the far side of the room where Boxer has his back turned. I know. He said he doesn't care. He'd probably be happy to get rid of the oversight so he can continue his work. The oversight? Screams, regaining control of her voice, was sickly giving another look of warning. You mean our government? He's aware this could disrupt, even topple our government. He doesn't care? Very sized. Anyway, as well, is off the range right now. He's gone rogue and he's armed. Let me look towards the hang that I brought with me. Never forgotten. With Boxer with his back turned, I take it in the hand and slide behind me. Just in time too, as Warrington walks over the room to our side of the chamber. He gives her a suspicious look before speaking to her. Those two villains gonna survive, he says. And chuckles. As I reveal to see that his eyes open, he gives me a lazy thumbs up. One is stitched up pretty good to go, but the other one is bad shape. He needs immediate medical attention. Understood, Barkley says. I mean, it's quite nice to see that you survived, he says. Where are the others? They're off with this asshole is taking us. Getting on this end. A guy named Marcus that works in the first level for my team, he says. That's all I know for sure. Marcus Popsley, he says. Where is he? Yeah, he was. Yeah, I'm not gonna get it. Try not to let the eyes shift from my eye. Well, Barks says. I see. Barks seems to think something and then looks at me directly. You're with the lighting room, are you? Remind me, how'd you get in here again? We fell through a hole. Alright. We lost our primary power source with equipment failure, Mark says. The experimentation failed to create those exotic pockets, that hole you fell into. And if there were enough of them, it may have opened the way into our facility. Depending on the power source, there were damages. It could have also shut down the lock systems before backup kicks in. Doesn't make sense now for the vast storage super particular that we were so easily able to walk into this place. Do you know where the rest of our crew is? Your crew? Frank, Joe? They're gone. Gone where? It says was trembling. They were annihilated by an antimatter pocket created by the failure of a bright ball of light. In the aftermath, all you'd see is a hole in the ground. Morgan says, like this, he's sharing yesterday's sports scores. My head crumbled in my hand. I expected this. All this time, they were already dead. Behind me, Dennis looks at the beginning of the stop. Damn it! Damn it! He mutters over and over. So what now? Now it's time to continue our work. It says here measurements near the wall. We're gonna keep quiet. It's important that we do. The guy sounds like a complete lunatic, but he's a lunatic that accustomed to power and armed with some type of advanced weaponry. So my intentions unspoken, assumingly Boxwell is going to unchallenged by people he considers beneath him. He certainly seems to like that type. Then many work sale. Other researchers will eventually discover what we have, sure. But I want it to be me. This is my lab. These are my experiments. The work I've led here will earn my place in history. And quite frankly, I don't need to explain it to you. Up on the surface, they'll struggle to defend themselves since they won't know what they're dealing with. I have necessary weapons. After a few months, who knows? Maybe I'll decide the world's ready for me to help them out. And we'll go from there. The Nightman says and walks from the outside chamber like we're some kind of distraction. He takes his off and just a whisper to us. We need to hit that switch, he says. It's the only option. What he's saying, murder, treason, genocide. Oh, okay. She won't look anyone in the eye and makes the effort to not look at Bart. He seems distracted with whatever instruments he's studying to the far left side of the room. Dream-like quality I experienced earlier is wearing off. The painkillers seems to be losing their edge. Shorty finally whispers, even if we decide what we want to hit that switch works, they won't allow us. We could just kill him. I'm just throwing that out there. I play the number game. The life of one over the life of many. We could easily kill him. There's an elevator in the hangar. It takes to the basement. The switch is at the end of a long tunnel view. It certainly never finishes. Things happen at once. She speaks her mouth, stopping in mid-sentence. A loud booming ringing out on top of her hair. Oh, shit! Pulled the experimental rifle, and now he's pointing it at us. Oh. Oh, I like that. Okay, that's cool. One of Barksdale's even crazier than Marcus. He just shot a woman that worked for him to keep her quiet. Surely he wouldn't have an issue with killing me. Now, Barksdale, yeah. No more whispering, no more secrets. You three will stay in here and get away from that door. If anyone whispers one more thing, I'll blow your heads off. My mind is racing to figure out a way through the secure door and into the hangar. Well, beyond that, of course, there was a failsafe switch. You know what? We going all in! No other reason I resort to something I know how to do well. Be noisy. You moron, I said. For someone in such position of power, you think like an idiot. Kill me, go ahead. But then you're gonna better get someone out into those woods to move your equipment. You really want the police snooping around a wrecking construction site for missing loggers? If someone as dumb as me found your way into this little hideout, my rant is having a tip. Barksdale clutches his teeth and rage fills with his eyes. You fool, he shouts. You don't have to slice it how difficult the work we do here. How advanced and world-changing. We're gonna make him angry. Besides, think you're so smart, but you have no common sense at all. All the knowledge of the world is useless if you have no moral compass. That's not entirely true, but I guess it's true. Starts losing control. His breathing intensifies. If you think for one moment that you would, as quickly as I can, I raise my gun and fire. I don't even take an aim. I fire in Barklow's general direction. Barklow's taken off as my shot misses wide. He runs for cover to the back of the room. That's all we needed. Enemy also fires to shoot to keep him on their cover as we head out the door. Enemy pushes the button and the door swings open. Berkster will be on us in a second, so we dash out of the hangar ready to defend ourselves. Oh boy! As three of us run as fast as we can through the row of barrels. Right through Berkster, gunfire separates us. I hear a shot nearby and I drove and realize that neither me, Dennis, nor me is with me. I aim elsewhere into the barrels. Peering around the barrels closest to me, I see Dennis. He's crawling slowly on the floor for 2 rows away from me. See moving slowly. I can't imagine how he's finding the strength to even do that. This is nonsense, Park says. I've got a good mind to shoot the fuel and kill all of you. And I realize he's not getting away from the barrels. Maybe our death sentence. You know what? No. Before I do anything, a shot comes from the isolated chamber. It's immediately followed by a pinging sound. Muscle wall of heat. Feel that heat before a fierce explosion occurs several rows ahead of me, and I can still feel the physical push of it. I hear Dennis scream and then the clang of metal. That's when another barrel explodes, and I realized that I could run on top, back to help, or get myself clear. I don't have enough time to do either, but before the next round erupts, what the hell should I do? No, we gotta go help them. At this point, you decide to run into the flames. My instincts overcome my instinct to survive, and if I don't help them now, the exploded barrels will leave Dennis and Amy as good as dead. I turn and start heading their way, but I'm not quick enough. Another barrel explodes, throwing me back across the hangar door. Ah, crap. My face and arms screamed with unimaginable pain as I burned, and I lifted from the ground and tossed away from the explosion. Slowly muscle ice off the ground and regaining my footing. My entire body feels sore, begging me to just stop. I look back for Dennis and Amy. The scene is not promising. Neither of them seems to be able to move on their own. Dennis is lying there on his face on it, moving. Amy is about 20 feet away from him. She's wailing in pain and clenching her legs. Behind them, I can see Barksdale looking for a shot, though the fire evaporated liquid nitrogen. We're off a single shot to get him to duck behind, and I took a look at Dennis and Amy and see the fire nearing the fuel barrels. Maybe they keep pinned long enough to pick one of them up one by one and help them walk to the elevators, but more barrels could blow up any moment. I might only have time to save one of them. Okay. It's time for me to make a decision. And this decision is not light for me. Hold on, I'm gonna get a drink of my tropical punch, Minute Maid. In truth, as much as I like Dennis, Amy has clearance. As much as I like my boy Dennis, Amy has clearance. Yeah. I'm sorry, Dennis. Maybe everything's been towards the back of the flames. I think I'm line shot at Bart, sorry. This was my mess up, so I will take the responsibility. She fires back only when one of the shots goes glowing fire around me. Think more shot. And I reach out for Amy. She's clutching and dazed. Her leg looks to be burnt and scratched badly. You okay? I ask. I help her towards the feet, avoiding the spot. Barksdale shoots into the flames. Goes off another shot. The two where the elevator waits. Amy leans against the wall, gasping for air. I'm going back for Dennis. I know I have to try to get Dennis as well. Yeah, we are. We are going to go back for Dennis. I feel the world around. I only take a single deep breath before I see Dennis slowly getting to his feet. Oh, my mouth all out, but another explosion right behind him cuts me off. Seeing all the flames, it's over. I scream and run over to him, but Barkside is firing at me again. After everything, Dennis is gone because of Barksdale, a raving lunatic. I scream at it in hate and rage rises up inside me. I want to rip to shreds, no matter what. There's no point. We lost my boy. One last grip of looking much aware that I have to stop now, or I will be the only one getting myself killed. With tears in my eyes, I start firing back and going through the flames towards it. I see that Amy has already called the elevator. The best way to get back at Barkside is for what he's done is to flip the switch, she says. The nerves are drenched in fear and adrenaline. When we step into the elevator, it seems like I'm watching someone else do it. As the doors close, we descend the light. The flames give way to complete darkness. This is now me and Amy. Dennis is gone. That was totally my fault. I didn't realize. Not that. Can I go up any faster? Jeez. I should have told him to get away. That was my fault. I'm curious to play this game again just to see a little bit of the different outcomes. Oh, this is a long tunnel. Track of how long the tunnel is. It's hard to tell due to the lack of lighting, but it makes it. 500 feet. Jesus, the elevator comes to a stop with a short clang, and I waste no time exiting. The elevator is out with sparse light bulbs. Most of the walls made of raw earth and rock, but there's a board of concrete slathered in the areas used to for us. I see a warning sign posted on the wall. I want to read it, but there's not much time. Read the notice. Authorized personnel only beyond this point. This will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Absolutely no exceptions. I'm glad we got that away. Now that everyone's dead, suddenly I feel the effects of a painkiller again. My head starts to feel like a balloon, and my balance is off. Kill it. I look up and I see that the tunnel's clean and less than 6 inches over my head. Chaos sharply freezes over me. The ceiling is not high at all, and there's barely enough room for Amy and I to walk side by side. That's because her leg is clearly causing her a great deal of pain, soaked in blood, and hobbling along. I don't think I can go any further, she says, but trying to keep her composure. Sit down, I tell her. I'll be back. There's no sense in chancing further injury to your leg. She nods. Sitting in the floor position. Thanks, she says. So she should be at the end of this hall, if Sickler was right. I look up and see ceiling in less than 6 inches over my head. Claustrophobia freezes over me. It's much better than facing the monster above me. I wonder, then, walking through the darkness, where they came from. Is the portal still open? Suddenly dark. I hold my gun out in one hand and reach out to torch the wall. Oh, touch the wall. Feeling the gun there in my palm anchors me to reality. Just in. I am not in some boundless abyss, but there is still a real world. For a little while longer, at least, I recognize I am marching to my end. As much as I wish I weren't, it's not surprising. The moment I saw those creatures could do under the time, space, and at least part of me knew that death was inevitable. But I have no time to wonder what will happen. I see the light ahead. It's nothing more than a speck of blue light, but in the darkness of the tunnel, it's like a lighthouse on a stormy sea. Slog forward, my eyes straining to focus on what little light's ahead. From somewhere ahead, I start to hear something that sounds like water. It is trickling lightly like a heavy faucet. And behind that, there's something that sounds of wind it could breeze. And anywhere else, the sound would have been pleasant, but here, blackness, tunnel, and they're massing. Just stay quiet. We've been through enough. I don't make a sound. Instead, trying to make sense of what's going on around me. I cock my head trying to concentrate, and then I realized that I could see the tunnel walls now. This time, I wasn't able to see the difference from blue light at the end of the tunnel. Seeing that the slightest shimmer in the air looks like a foggy mirror steamed over after a shower. And dancing in the air like some abstract firefly. It's not menacing like the creature, so that the threat is null. It's perfectly serene. I watched the shimmer branch out into 2, then 3, 4. snake out in different directions, tracing the tunnel walls. There's our chambers in the drawers to the other dimension that Sherlock was talking about. I found out by light above me and below me and realized there's no avoiding. The question is, how am I going to get through? You know what they say about diving? Go in feet first. My mother is, I step to the tunnel wall, should be. When I do, the shimmering light branches out even more before connecting to the perfect form. They're hypnotic, so much so that I don't even realize the tunnel walls are vanishing. I feel like the wind and a brief electrical pulse passes through me as the lights take me. There's then a very gentle pulsing sensation, and I somehow know I'm going to be expelled. I pass through something, maybe the lights, maybe the tunnel walls. I don't know. The shimmering lights fade a bit, still dancing in the air, but no longer larger and branching out. As my eyes adjust in, I see right away that I'm no longer standing in the dark tunnel far beneath me. I have no idea where I am. Just somewhere, and I'm terrified. Sounds like me, dude. Oh! They're dipping and cliffing, breaking into the landscapes ahead of me. There's a wash of orange and blue overhead in the sky that makes no sense. It's both beautiful and terrifying at once. Skyrim starts hanging over my head, and they all seem to be breathing, pulsating with a gentle energy of life. Alright, hold on. I need a drink. Jesus. God damn cold. Alright. Can't tell if there are clouds in the sky, because everything about it, from the colors and trembling, horizontalizing, everything is needed together. Living. Ah! And I stare at it a moment longer, and I can sweat. And I can swear I feel the sky breathing. From my right, I can see what looks like a puma fire. Small yet bright, with no source of fuel. There we go. It looks as if the ground itself is creating the flame. Several more of these flames dot the landscape further out. There's thick and muggy, and I realize something terrible. I don't know if what I'm breathing here is resembling air at all. In a place like this, one of the possible beauties. So very stark hard, and now I can't hear because of my cold. Ah, terrible. My mind doesn't know what to do. A wave of nausea comes over me, and I think I might be sick. I'm not sure if it would be better to fight it or give in. While the white light that brought me here is now nowhere to be found, it's not even here. Yeah, I'll help, dude. I think rather whatever otherworldly gas is filling this place and bent out. Hey, let's loud again. Hello! Hello! Is anyone here? And as I turn around, one of the masses curves around the ground. Inside, the man lays on the edge. He's human, but he looks close to death. He's in the center of a large pool of blood, and his left leg has been twisted and torn in an unnatural way. I go to the edge, and he asks me, "Help me," the man says. His weak is close to death, or insanity, or both. What is this place? I know, but we're outside our home galaxy, possibly even our home universe. Help. I want to know more, but it seems cruel to steal what looks like his last breath just to answer my question. I'd love to, I respond, but I don't know where the hell I am or how to get back home. The light, the doorway, it might take you back to the facility. Where did it go? They come and go. They'll be back. Now please help me. Wait a minute. I can't do that. Oh yeah, we can, please. Those things have the others that came here with me. I get dropped along the way. They'll be back here. And they'll kill me. That will be quicker, less painless. Please, look at my damn leg. I'm dead already. Damn. I'm about to refuse him again when I hear an all-familiar static sound from another corpus. Hear one of those shrill noises and then watch as those monsters materialize up in the neighboring caravan. Two more of them after it. Soon I lose count as just to how many turn into a flood. And suddenly I understand what the man resembles. A bullet would be mercy. I check the gun and see I only have one round left. He's on this guy. Maybe I need to learn myself later. Besides, the man pleads, my God, he says, he waves. Police. Fuck it! I'm trying to think to do, but my finger right to this. Your aim is true, the man comes lifeless to the ground. And when I see shimmering in my right the direction I originally came from, I look back at the monsters and see that they've noticed me. Some of them begin to floating up the wall crevice. They are less than 10 feet separating. The shimmers of white light are within arm's reach. Its moving moments remind me of the flashlights of an aquarium. And I feel myself accepted by them again. I went and wait for the feeling of being pushed out back to the tunnel of the facility. It doesn't come this time. This time I feel something else. I feel a tugging sensation that wants to drag me in all directions. As the world goes dark, I realize that I'm somewhere else, and it is not the darkness of the tunnel. It's the darkness of a total void. Ah, ha, ha, okay. Well, that's a problem. The darkness around me is everywhere. Nothing. I feel nothing. Nothing to my sides. I can't touch or sense anything. I don't even know which way is up or down. As though I'm all that exists. And here I remain. I hear silence, not even the sound of my heartbeat. Blackness is so deep that I feel I can't distinguish between my thoughts and what is real. I hear screaming, but I can't tell if that's someone else's or my mind screaming to fill the void. Let's try to move. I try to kick my feet. It's not working. But it's not clear to me what when it's not working. Are my limbs not moving, or have they gone numb? It's impossible to tell. My body has just become absent of sensation. I assume this is the place Sigrun referred to as the place between dimensions. The darkness could consume me if it wanted to. I will try to will myself out of it. Now those shimmering lights spit me out, but it doesn't happen. At this point, my mind starts to hallucinate, or at least I think it does. At these visions, my mind playing tricks on me. I can't tell. All I can do is watch. I see Lodge in sight, and Tony legs still pinned on the dozen. I feel a pang of regret that I left him there in such a state. I see myself talking to Dennis, and he looks distraught, and I tell him that Tony is gone. And the scene rearranges itself, and I'm standing between Dennis and Marcus's gun. It changes again in the shape of Marcus's body in front of me, half a tool with a bullet in his head. In my mind, I'm sobbing as I shoot Dennis's hand, trying to convince myself it was the only way to save him, but he'll never forgive me. I try to let out a scream as Amy and I watch Dennis get blown apart by Dark Sale's voice, but there's still no sound. And then, I feel like I can't take this anymore. I see the man, that strange world, begging for death. I watch as I take his life just before those beasts reach him, and all those things are floating in my mind. And, like, my brain is vomiting. Yes, in the midst of it all, I see what's really important, the switch. In my mind's eye, I see that it's glowing light. I'm gonna try to focus on it. I focus my mind on the tunnel and the image that's flickering light. With a mental effect so strong that it nearly a physical motion, I take myself envisioning that little light in the tunnel as if it were right there in front of me. With that, I feel the wind again, the light breeze that comes with everywhere. Over the reef, I can only imagine feels like death. I move forward. Oh, I'm not dead. Oh, well, that's plus. I'm ejected from the void and suddenly standing in the tunnel again. I let out a wall of triumph that sounds about proud of weeping only intensifies when I see the light ahead, a flickering blue light. Somewhere behind me, I hear a crackling noise. Think of Amy down the way by the elevator. How they reach hers? There's no way I can find out. For now, I have to keep going with my plan. Besides, if it works, we're all gone anyway. I feel like I listened to a great read on where they are, or I can just make a break for it. Honestly, knowing where your enemy is a lot better than just a blind. I try my best to listen, attempting to figure out how far they are. Sounds scary extremely down here. Right now, the stack comes seems like they're about 30 yards away. No, my time is running out. I run as fast as I can. Let's confuse my body ahead. Straight ahead for the light. As I run, I see it differently. A white one, a fluctuating in my peripheral vision. It's another one of those shimmers in the other world. It seems like they're appearing and disappearing with more frequency now. So these things could just reach the surface soon, unleashing more monsters. The thought makes me refocus on the blue one. The man-made light, the switch, the blue light gets closer as it does. I can make out the square shape around it. It has to be it. The similar static scream of monsters is much closer now. I'll have to be quick. Redirecting to use the last bullet on the man in the other world. Looks like I'll be using this as a bludgeon. Heck yeah! I ran into the darkness, my eyes closed, locked on the switch, assuming that's going to kill me. No, the creatures by myself as well. As I approach the lever, I cover it black with lobster. I need to break it. Otherwise, brilliantly underneath, I lay a series of tubes and wires that snake into the inner workings of the device. The middle of the blackness, not like a but just a hole in reality. It's like an illusion. All the meanwhile, I can hear stack creatures coming up dangerously close now. I have no idea how much time I have. Smash and grab, boys! I draw the stock of the gun, smash through the glass that houses the lever. The lever shatters like the music of my ears. I reach out for the lever, my hand grasping it. Without warning, I feel immense pain course through my body. I feel like fire reaching down the back, causing me to fail to my knee in agony. It's only one of them that I can see. It's blasts horrific static happening, and as I run away with no bullets left, I'm ready to use it as a club. I try to strike. Once it bats the gun away, wrapping its S into an S shape, and then follows up by swinging and appendage jamming. This thing of a touch forces me back to the side of the cavern, my face striking the wall. My jaw clenching, and I feel sharp emotional pain. Then the creature is upon me again. Its tentacles melt into me, and I scream. I can't help it. I feel like I want to fail. I'm not trying to fend off the damn thing, or I go broke and just focus on the lever. We already learned that we can't physically fight them. So, my leg, the moment the monsters in front of me draws back, its like arm and grabs me as I pivot backwards. My back strikes to the machine, sending agony rocketing through my body. I'm thankful I broke the glass before this moment, before the comic violence. Stretch out, grab the lever with one last desperate scream that shreds my voice. I jam it down! Then the tunnel is suddenly filled with a flash of intense darkness. It expands from the switch, swallowing the matter around it. At first, I'm sure it's the enemy. I expect darkness to consume me, followed by death. But then another shimmer of dancing white light appears next to me. There are more streams of light rippled in space than the ones that previously sent me to the other ungodly world of the void. Nothing else to do but die, I try to escape the shimmers. When the stream of light envelops me, the darkness of the switch is gone, and I feel a huge push. Oh! Oh, that's pretty. Hey man, I'm just saying, if I had to die and that's what it looked like, I'd say it's pretty. Well, if I feel strange, collapsing, like I'm falling in all the places at once. The world goes white, and then there's pinpoints of stars. One of them breezes directly at my right, and I see something that looks like a spiral galaxy is stored in its full. Ooh. To my right, I see an endless stretch of stars and glass clouds. I'm seeing the same stars pattern over, and they're repeating their reflections. Are they different versions of the same galaxy, the realities? To my left, I see a calm blue world, and I can barely make out the trees similar to Kentucky forest I've been around. To my right, as I see a copy, an orange world. The trees there as well, but something is strange and disturbing. As I do, I'm not sure how much I can control this unusual place, but if I can direct myself, it's worth trying. Head towards the blue world. If it's more similar, I don't really want to go to an orange world, to be honest. Try to focus my mind towards the blue world, not knowing what to expect. For a moment, everything is dark and peaceful, and nothing hurts. Hey, that's another plus! Oh, this is... Oh. With the breath back inside my enemy, I gasped and opened my eyes. I'm back. explosion. I'm not sure. Did the shimmers redirect with the explosion of the switch or some accident? I have no idea. I said right away and become instantly dizzy. Amy, I say? There's no reason to think that she survived what happened in the tunnel, but some certainly gets me to my feet. Wonder if I somehow back in time before we found the facility, but what happened next makes me realize that that can't be true. Going towards, I feel a tremor in the ground. Somewhere off in the distance, I hear a metallic groan. The buried facility is being ripped apart under the ground by the activation of the switch. And the trees and splinters falling to the east, and I can see them going down. Like, there's no way Burke's gonna survive. Good ring. I walk towards the opposite direction of the falling trees, but then I hear a woman scream. Ooh. Turn back and stumbling out of the forest. It's Amy. She looks like a ghost. How is she here? Did she fall in some of those shimmers? I decided I don't care and run to her. I throw her under my armpit, take her to me as we head back to the launching site. You okay? I ask. She can only nod through tears. I look through the air of the facility toward woods, and a large plume of smoke rises into the ground. I land through the facility alive, and that, I suppose, is the most important thing. That's true. Then I look up and notice the sky. It looks normal. That's good. That is beautiful. The familiar abstract scenes that sailing several minutes ago. I take my trusty hard hat off and exult, letting my body relax. It's finally over. I'm not sure how long it will take me to get back to some semblance of a life, but I know one thing for sure. Any day above ground is going to be a good day. Hey, look at that. I'm a little sad that Dennis didn't make it. Alright, hit me with your best shot. Tough it out. You know, 30 plus decided to take the painkillers. Who survives? Chose Amy instead of Dennis. Oh, so it doesn't matter. You know, 30% mercifully killed the man who asks for death. Going home. You and 30 plus head towards the blue world and went home. Yeah. Alright. Let's see what the end has for us. Oh, excuse me. If you'd like to test out the beta version of our upcoming game, sign up for our new one. Thanks again. That was it? Ah! Alright. Alright. Well, there's a lot to say, and I'm probably not going to say every little part of my thought here. So give me one moment while I grab some stuff here. Oh, that happened. Didn't want that to be playing, but okay. Alright, hold on.